friends, it's Lisa, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a book haul. It's been, I think, a few months since my last book haul. I think the last one I did was in January, and I have purchased and received some books over the past couple of months I really want to share with you all, so I thought I would do a bit of a book haul. I have probably about 15, maybe a little less, books to share with you all, and I would love to know if you prefer like more seasonal book hauls like I'm doing now, or if you would rather me wait until I have like a ton of books to share. If you like really big book hauls, what your preference is, I'd love to know. So yeah, I thought it would be cool to do a bit of a book haul. I have some cool special editions, some new releases, and just also some other books that I've purchased over the past couple of months, so I wanted to share that with you all. But first, before we get into the book haul, I just wanted to quickly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Ana Luisa. So Ana Luisa is a brand that I have talked about many times on my channel before, and I thank them again for supporting my channel, but I absolutely love the brand and what they stand for. They sell high quality jewelry, but for a much more reasonable price. They don't do any kind of markups that a lot of other jewelry brands kind of do. They kind of are just keeping things at a very reasonable price, but also have such great quality jewelry. I absolutely love everything that I've ever gotten from them. They also are a very sustainable brand. They are completely carbon neutral as well as water neutral, and all of their pieces are sent in sustainable recyclable packaging, which I just think is so great. I think it's so important to know what the brands and, companies that you're supporting, what they're doing, and I just think it's so great that they are, taking care of our earth and taking care of the environment, because a lot of other brands do not. But they did send me a couple of pieces to share with you all today. So these are the Rosalie earrings. They're these like rose stud earrings, and I think they're so beautiful. I think that they're going to be like the perfect everyday sort of earrings. I also am someone that tends to have a lot of reactions to a lot of earrings, but I never have had any problems with my Ana Luisa earrings, so I think that that's great. These are earrings I know I can kind of put on and wear throughout the day and not have any problems. I also picked out the Anna necklace, which is a very, very simple like gold just kind of chain necklace. This is one of those things that I think could be really stunning on its own, but I picked out with the intention of layering with other necklaces. I love like the layered necklace look, but sometimes I'm not the best at figuring out like what necklaces look good together, and I think that this is just one of those pieces that's gonna look good with literally any necklace you pair it with. I think it's just so simple but yet so stunning, and I think it's just gonna look good layered with other necklaces, but also I think could be a total moment and stunning on its own. And then finally I picked out the Lev necklace. This is the kind of heart-shaped necklace, and I am obsessed with this. I have been eyeing this necklace for a while actually on the Ana Luisa website, and I think because it kind of reminded me of a necklace my mom actually has. She has this locket that is gold and it's a heart shaped, and it has like it kind of has an engraving on the front, so it's not exactly the same, but it's a similar kind of vibe. The heart shaped, the gold necklace, I just thought it kind of reminded me of that locket that I love that my mom has, so I like that I kind of have something similar. But speaking of my mom, Ana Luisa is actually currently running a Mother's Day sale. So I know Mother's Day might not look the same for everyone, so if you're looking for something to get your mom or a mother-like figure, just an important woman or person in your life, or even yourself, Ana Luisa is currently running a buy one get one 40% off sale right now. So if you check the link at the top of my description, that will take you right to their website. You can start browsing the sale and looking at their amazing jewelry. So definitely a great sale to take advantage of, whether for yourself or for your mom or just a special person that you want to kind of celebrate around this time. Definitely something that I would recommend taking advantage of, because I just love Ana Luisa and their jewelry so much. I wear their jewelry all the time, so I highly recommend checking them out. So thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video, but now we can get right into the book haul. Okay, so the first few books I'm going to share are actually books that I got with gift cards from Christmas. I think what was funny is I think I bought all of these books with these gift cards like the day before my last book haul went up, so it was not great planning on my part, but now they're here and now I can share them. So a lot of these books that I ordered with my gift cards are actually like continuations of series that I've started, or final books in series or things like that, just because I have kind of made it a goal this year, which I think I've talked about so many times, that I want to finish and make progress in a lot of the series that I've started, because I have started so many series and have not finished many. So a lot of the books I bought are a part of series that I have started, but one of these is just kind of a standalone, so I'll talk about that one first. And that is The Mothers by Britt Bennett. So this has been a book that I've been wanting to read for a while. I read The Vanishing Half, I think back in 2020, and absolutely loved it. I loved Britt Bennett's writing style. I just loved the way she told the story. I had heard good things about this book, and also I really enjoyed The Vanishing Half and knew this was one of her other novels. So I wanted to pick this up purely because of that. I know this is like the most annoying sentence to hear from someone talking about a book on their channel, but I don't know what this book is about really. I'll read a bit of the description because I am someone that likes to not know too much about a book before going into it, but I will read a bit of it. It says, it begins with The Secret. It is the last season of high school life for Nadia Turner, a rebellious, grief-stricken 17-year-old beauty. Mourning her mother's recent death, she takes up with the local pastor's 21-year-old son, Luke. They are young, it's not serious, but the secret that results from this teen romance and the subsequent cover-up will have an impact that goes far beyond their youth. Okay, I think that's all I want to read. But it sounds great, and like I said, I've heard such great things about this book. I already know I love Britt Bennett's writing, so very excited to eventually pick this up. I also love this cover. I don't know why. I love both The Vanishing Half and this cover. I don't know, the abstract like faces on the covers is just, it's a vibe. I can't stop saying it's a vibe. Trust me, I'm annoying myself. Okay, I think every other book I got with my gift cards are continuations of series. So one of the books that I picked up was Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, and I've actually read this one and the third one already. I read the first one last year, and then I got the third one as a Christmas gift from Armin, but I didn't have the second one yet. So I got this with one of my gift cards, and like I said, I've already read this series, and I love this series so much. You're following this teen girl named Pip, who is kind of trying to solve different mysteries around her town. Each book is kind of a different mystery, but they all kind of connect. Pieces from the first one kind of overlap into the other two books, and I just think it's so well done. I was so surprised at every twist and turn. I know like it is a YA series, so I think for some people that might turn them off a bit just because some YA mysteries are a bit more predictable or just maybe not as like shocking as maybe an adult kind of mystery. But to be honest, I think these are the kind of mystery thriller books that I've been the most surprised at. Like I've read some adult mysteries and thrillers and I have not been shocked by a lot of them, whereas this series, a lot of the twists and turns I did not expect, and I was so stressed reading this entire series. I can't recommend it enough. Definitely one of my favorite series, and so glad that I finally completed kind of collecting the books but also reading them. I also decided to pick up The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. This is the second book in the Poppy War series and I'm terrified to read this. I read the Poppy War towards the end of 2021 and I've kind of been like putting off reading this. I feel like I need to take breaks in between each book because it's a lot. The Poppy War had me so stressed. It not only had me stressed but it also had me like sick to my stomach and anxious, which, you know, is super fun. It's a very great book. Like the story itself and the writing and everything is incredible and so emotional but so good. So I definitely want to continue on with the series. I'm just a little intimidated to do so. But I think me and Darian are buddy reading the rest of the series, or at least this one, because we both need to read the sequel. We've only both read the Poppy War, so Darian, let me know. I feel like it's going to be hard for me and Darian to both be mentally stable at the same time in order to read this, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, excited, scared, feeling a lot of emotions, and hopefully we'll be picking it up soon because I don't want to forget everything from the Poppy War before going into this. So hopefully we'll be reading it soon, even though I'm very stressed about it. Alright, so next I decided to finish off a trilogy that I had started, and that is the Brown Sisters trilogy. So I have taken Dani Brown and Act Your Age, Eve Brown, both by Talia Hibbert. This is the second and third book in the Brown Sisters trilogy, and I'm so excited to own these and to finish off the series. I've read Chloe Brown and I recently read Dani Brown, so now I just have Eve Brown left, and I'm very excited. For some reason I get such good vibes from Eve Brown. Like I keep saying that I think this might be my favorite, even though I haven't read it yet, but I loved the first two. I think I gave both Dani Brown and Chloe Brown 4.5 stars, I think. I really love them both, so I'm very excited to have Eve Brown and also just have these books in my collection. But each book in the series is following a different sister. We have Chloe Brown in the first one, then Dani Brown, then Eve Brown, and each book is just them finding love and having a relationship, and they're just fun romances that I really, really love. I think so far Dani Brown has been my favorite, but like I said, very excited to read Eve Brown, so very happy to have the final set in my collection, and I'm just loving the romance era that I've been in this year. It's been a great time. Definitely going to need to read Eve Brown soon. I also picked up the final book in the, I think it's just called the Love and Gelato series. I picked up Love and Olives by Jenna Evans Welch. So I've already read this. I'm actually, doing pretty well. I feel like I've read a decent amount of these, so at least I read the books I buy. We're gonna ignore the rest of my physical TBR, but I read some of them. But yeah, I've read this and I really enjoyed it. I think this series is just so fun, and it's a YA contemporary romance kind of series. In each book you're following a different girl as she goes on some kind of vacation or trip somewhere. The first one was in Italy, the second one was in Scotland, I think, and then this one was in Santorini, and they make you want to go to these places. This whole book I just was wishing I was in Santorini, so that was a sad moment. But you're following these girls going on these trips, reconnecting with people in their life, or meeting new people, finding romance, and they're just kind of classic YA contemporary romances. There's nothing groundbreaking about them, but they're a fun time. You kind of know what you're gonna get, you know what to expect. So I really enjoy them. I actually cried a little bit reading this one, so that's fine. But yeah, like I said, I have already read this, so smart of me to buy this because now I have finished yet another series that I've started, so very happy about that. And yeah, I mean, like I said, they're fun YA contemporary, so I'm glad that I finished that series. Okay, I think this is the final book that I got with my gift cards from Christmas, and the book that I got was Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. I love the Heartstopper graphic novels. They make me so happy. We're gonna ignore the fact that this one made me cry, but they just make me so happy. So this series you're following Nick and Charlie and their relationship, really. You see Charlie kind of develop this crush on Nick, and he's panicking about it because he thinks Nick is straight, but then we also see Nick trying to figure out his feelings for Charlie and him starting to question his own sexuality, and it's just so cute. Obviously, I think some of the volumes 3 and 4 kind of deal with some more difficult topics and discussions, more things revolving around mental health, so definitely be aware of those things before going into these graphic novels. But for the most part, they are so sweet, so cute, so wholesome, and just will bring such a big smile to your face. I also think Alice Oseman does such a good job writing about teens. I know I'm not a teen anymore, so there's that, but I know when I was reading young adult books as a teenager, there were a lot of times when I'd read about kids my age and I would be like, we don't talk like this, we don't act like this, what are we doing? But I feel like Alice Oseman genuinely has a good understanding about how teens act and how they react to things and how they talk and all of that, and I just love it so much. I love Nick and Charlie. I think they're so cute, and I love just also the friendships that they have, their friend group. It's just everything about it is so good, and I'm so excited for the Heartstopper TV show that's coming this month. I'm probably gonna sob every minute of every episode, but I'm so excited about it. And yeah, loved this, love the whole series. It's just so great. And if you're in need of some good serotonin, I would recommend. Okay, the next couple of books were new releases from one of my favorite authors, so I just ordered both at the same time because I needed them. So the first one is All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir. This is her new release. It's a contemporary, YA contemporary, so pretty different from her Ember in the Ashes series, but still a very painful and heartbreaking read. I have quite a few tabs. I had tabs for just beautiful moments or quotes or anything, but I also had a lot of tabs for sad moments, so I'm fine. But in this book, we're following two teens who are really struggling with very different things. We have Sal, who his mother is really sick, and they're also really kind of struggling financially. They run this motel, and they're kind of having a bit of money issues, as well as his dad being an alcoholic and not really being there to provide any sort of help. And then we're also following Noor, who is working at her uncle's liquor shop and is just kind of doing the most to get herself out of this town. She's trying to get accepted into a bunch of different colleges that will get her out of this town, and she's also just really struggling, I think, mentally with a lot of different things. So these two characters have also kind of had this fight. They were best friends and they've had this fight, and this book is just kind of them coming together and dealing with the different things that they're really struggling with. And it's just so heartbreaking, so powerful and emotional, and I think one of those books that I would recommend for everyone to read. But yeah, definitely definitely a tearjerker. I was crying a lot reading this book, so I highly recommend checking it out, and definitely one that you're going to want to have tissues ready. And like I was saying, I had 2 books by Saboteur that came out this year that I ordered, so I also got A Spark Within the Forge, which is the second Ember in the Ashes prequel graphic novel, and I'm so excited to read this. I am planning on reading this for the Magical Readathon in April, so I will be reading it soon, and I'm so excited to be back with these characters, to be back in this world, and Ember in the Ashes is like one of my favorite series, and I'm just so obsessed with it, so anytime I can get any more from the world, I will take it, which I feel like I've said every time I've talked about this, but seriously, I will take any crumbs that Saboteur will give me. But yeah, the first Ember in the Ashes prequel graphic novel is following Elias and Helene kind of when they were a bit younger in the military academy, and this one is following Laia and her brother, which I'm very excited for because the whole series gets kicked off with Laia and her brother, and so I'm excited to see more of their relationship before a lot of the events of the main series happen. So super excited to read this, and it's just going to be such a good time. I know it. Okay, the next book that I got is a very, very cool special edition, collector's edition, which I have shown it already in a vlog, so you might not be surprised by this, but I will take any opportunity to yell about it, so here we go. And that is the collector's edition of Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is the 10th anniversary edition. So it comes in this little sleeve, and then the actual book is in there, and this is the front. It has the cyborg hand, and then the back has a little moon, and it says Once Upon a Time. I love the back, actually. I mean, the front is pretty cool too, but I'm just obsessed with the back. I love how simplistic it is, and it's also just super high quality. The actual pages are really nice quality, and I just love it so much. It makes me so happy, as I've said many times. I love the Lunar Chronicles so much. It's, again, one of my favorite series, definitely my comfort series for sure, and it just makes me so happy and brings me so much joy. So of course I needed to own a 3rd copy of Cinder. Why not? This one's too stunning to pass up, so I had to get it. And then the last few books I have to share are actually a part of the same series, so I'll just talk about them all at once. So I ended up picking up Fire, Bitter Blue, and Winter Keep, all by Kristen Cashore. I think I said those in the right order. I think this is the second one, Bitter Blue is the 3rd, and Winter Keep is the 4th. And they actually just announced that there's going to be a 5th Graceling Realm book, so good time for me to buy them all. It was a bold choice probably buying a whole series before I've really read any of them, but it's fine. Now I have them, and now I can just marathon the whole series. So excited about that. I also love the way the spines look together, and also these covers are just absolutely stunning. Also the new one that's coming out, that cover is also beautiful. But are you kidding me? These are so beautiful. I'm just so obsessed with the covers of the series. But yeah, these are some of the books in the Graceling Realm series, and I don't know too much about what the rest of them are kind of about, because I know they kind of stand on their own. You're following different characters in each book, but in the Graceling Realm there are these people called Gracelings who have these special abilities. Each one kind of has their own special power that's unique to them. And I imagine each book we're going to be following a different character who's a Graceling, or they're going to meet Gracelings. I also know that Bitter Blue is a character that we actually see in Graceling, the first book. So I'm really excited to continue on with this series. I hope I enjoy them. I know there's been some mixed reviews on some of the more recent novels, especially the newest one, but I don't know. I'm hopeful that I'm going to like them. I mean, I hope about the whole series, so it's too late now, but I'm really excited to get into them and to marathon the series. I think it's going to be such a fun time. I never really marathon series anymore, so definitely want to do that with this series. But that is actually it. Those are all of the books that I have bought and received over the past few months since my last book haul, and again, would love to know if you'd want to see these more seasonally like I'm kind of trying to do, or if you'd want me to wait a little bit longer until I have even more books to share. Do you like bigger book hauls, smaller book hauls? Let me know your preference. Also, let me know if you've read any of these books, any of your thoughts on them. Also, which ones out of the ones I haven't read yet I should maybe move up on the priority, which ones I should read as soon as possible. But yeah, that's actually going to be it for this book haul. So thank you once again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video and for supporting my channel once again. It means so much to me. But don't forget, you guys can check out the link at the top of my description to check out Ana Luisa's buy one get one 40% off Mother's Day sale. But that is going to be it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.